As the bus slows to a stop, I briefly wonder if I'm in the wrong place. Is this really the hotel Bonita was talking about? It's a lot fancier than I expected. Brilliant light shines from the tall glass windows, slicing through the darkening city skyline. I step off the bus and hesitantly walk up the plush red carpet to the front door. The thick carpet sinks underneath each of my steps. The doorman raises an eyebrow with a hint of disdain as I approach, but he quickly masks his expression and opens the door for me with a flourish. The interior of the hotel is even more luxurious than the outside. The floor has been polished so perfectly that I can see a clear reflection of the crystal chandelier hanging overhead. Up ahead is an open dining area filled with lavishly decorated tables.
Sean, over here!
Bonita jogs over to me from the dining area. His bright green highlights stand out against the rich red color of the room behind him. I hurry over to him, trying hard to ignore the stares I'm getting. Bonito, I didn't quite imagine that the hotel would look like this.
It's more luxurious than I had previously thought, but that might be a good thing. I hope they serve a lot of alcohol here. If we're fortunate, we'll get some handsome tips tonight.
Tips? I wasn't supposed to tip the doorman, was I?
Only if you ask him to carry that massive makeup case you've got there.
No, not really.
Then you're fine. I can show you the side entrance after the show. Might save you a little bit of trouble next time.
He tilts his head to the side thoughtfully.
If there is a next time. Man, I hope there's a next time. These trial runs are killer on the nerves. Well, it's no use stalling. Let's get going.
He leads me through the dining room and I see a stage at the far end of the room with a thick curtain pulled closed. He's not going to be performing there, is he? As we near the stage, he takes a sharp turn and leads me behind a small curtain near the stage. The area behind the curtain is sparsely decorated. Bonita reads my expression immediately.
Yeah, not so impressive back here, huh?
It's a world better than some I've done. One of Adam's first shows was in a bar with so much cigarette smoke I could barely see him. I place my makeup kit on one of the chairs and open it. The box folds out to reveal the layers of shelves nestled inside. Each shelf reveals another collection of makeup in a range of hues.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Of course it is. Makeup isn't one size fits all, you know.
I understood it intuitively, but actual experience is a different matter.
Benito seats himself on a nearby chair.
But you're the master here. I'm counting on you.
Sure, no pressure or anything. I begin rummaging through the foundation, looking for a shade to match his skin.
Not too much. I'm trying to play with the innocent youth angle here.
You? Innocent? Who'd believe that? Benito stares at me dolefully with large shimmering eyes. His lips part slightly and he exhales with a gentle whimper.
You think I'm a monster?
His voice wavers as if he's trying to hold back tears. Is he joking with me? Aw, poor baby. Of course you're not a monster. I placate him with an overly sweet tone. I hold up a bottle of foundation. Now, if you can be good, Auntie Sean will give you a piece of candy. Benito claps his hands and cheers.
Yay, candy!
Okay, that's a little too weird. His features immediately fade back to his usual thoughtful expression.
Yeah, I guess I'm past that shtick. Although I'm definitely not past liking candy.
I used to, but it's become a little too sweet for me these days. Dark chocolate is more my speed.
Makes sense. Humans are born preferring sweet things, but taste leans towards the bitter as they age. I'm sure I'll grow past liking candy soon enough. Right. Ready to go then?
My work here is done.
You're free to go.
Sure thing. Break a leg.
Thanks for helping out tonight. Come by the coffee shop on Wednesday for your payment.
Alright, what should I do with my Saturday? I remember Lloyd saying something about a great pho restaurant downtown. It would be nice if I could find it. Definitely, though. Ooh, it smells good in here. I hope the food is as good as it smells. Sean! An enthusiastic blur of red hair bounds up to me with a big smile. Hello, Mr. Newton.
Lloyd! Mr. Newton makes me sound like a physics teacher.
Hey, I happen to like physics.
Talented and smart. I knew I liked you.
Lloyd motions for me to sit down at a corner booth.
Join us.
Us? I look at Lloyd's table and see John staring back at me with an amused look on his face. Miss you, John? Oh, maybe I should just leave you two alone.
Nonsense. No one should have to eat alone.
Lloyd waves down a passing server.
Number 5 special, large.
Small. I blurt out a correction before I realize what I'm doing. A slow smile spreads across Lloyd's face.
So you'll be joining us then.
He seats himself at the table and slides over to make room for me. I hesitantly sit down. John nods a quick acknowledgement, but he doesn't say anything. The server returns with a hot bowl of pho. It smells great, but I strongly suspect it's not a small. It's been a while since I last ate, so I dig in.
We were just talking business. Maybe having a young mind will help.
I look up from my noodles. Oh, I get to be a focus group?
A very focused group.
Ugh. I suppose another mind couldn't hurt. Hurt what? Did something happen? Lloyd leans back.
Well, we heard back from the higher-ups. They liked cops and robbers, but they wanted to be different. What exactly do they mean by different? Should we set it on the moon?
You know full well what they want different, mate.
And I'm not changing that. Selena stays.
Then you're at an impasse. The network doesn't like Selena? Oh, they like her well enough. They just don't want an action show led by a woman.
Oh.
If we want them to pick it up, we'll have to add a male character to work with her.
But that ruins the entire point.
Ugh. John rubs the bridge of his nose slowly. I know that, and you know that, but the execs don't see that. All they see are formulas.
What sort of formulas?
Lloyd waves his hand dismissively.
They want us to include a major male character to lead with Selena.
But it's likely they'll ask us to set up a romance between the two of them to move the story along.
Which is even worse, because the sexual tension hook is only good for a couple seasons, and it kills the story.
The show inevitably spends more time on the relationship than the main story. I turn back to my soup to allow myself a moment to think. When you were filming, there was something about a serial killer she was hunting down.
Yeah, it's the overarching plot. Every episode she gets another clue. It ties the series together.
Would it be possible to make him a bigger character from the start? How do you mean? Split the time between her point of view and his, show what he's up to. Instead of her finding obscure clues, make it more like a cat and mouse thing. Focus on their conflict from the start. It would give you a male lead, but Selena's character would still be the way you planned it. Lloyd and John are staring at me. I slouch down and try to hide behind my bowl of pho.
Sean, you're brilliant. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
It is a rather cunning solution. I blush and poke at my noodles with my chopsticks. Thank you. Lloyd drums his fingers on the table. He looks thrilled.
Okay, let's rethink this. I wasn't planning on really introducing this guy until the season finale.
Lloyd and John begin trading off a series of rapid-fire ideas.
Maybe he killed her family.
But she survived.
And she left him with a scar.
On his face.
When she was still 16.
Which is why she became a cop.
And she's the only known survivor.
He disappeared for a while.
But just resurfaced for reasons unknown.
And he wants revenge.
But so does she.
She publicly stated she was coming for him.
Online.
And he responded.
With flowers.
She burned them.
They talk online all the time.
You're going to play him.
What?
Lloyd looks proud of himself.
You're going to play him.
I told you, I'm trying to take a break from acting for a spell.
John.
Lloyd sounds like a 10-year-old begging for ice cream.
It has to be you.
Has to be.
Well, yeah.
Lloyd pokes the table despondently.
I thought we made a promise.
And here it comes.
Besides, you said you didn't want to be associated with the knight anymore. Be a villain and it'll break the hero stereotype. And whether you want to admit it or not, acting is your heart. You miss it.
Ugh. You're not going to stop until I say yes, are you?
Haha, you know me so well.
Fine, I'll do it. But only because it's you.
Lloyd beams proudly.
This is going to be amazing.
I glance down at my phone. It's getting late. I still need to finish my homework.
Oh, of course.
I pull out my wallet, but Lloyd places his hand over mine.
No, I've got this one.
Are you sure? Lloyd throws an arm over my shoulder and leans in conspiratorially.
Sean, let me teach you one of the great secrets of life. College students should never turn down free food.
Words to live by.
Well, thank you.
And thank you!
Lloyd waves goodbye.
See you on set!
Thought 24, buy a bowl of delicious soup and feel your stress go down. That sounds wonderful. Mother! Update. The surgery to repair the broken kneecap was successful. The doctor said the x-ray showed 2 pieces, but he found out that the lower piece was actually many pieces. He placed sutures and 2 screws to put the kneecap together. He thinks it will heal well. Your father is in the process of getting over the pain and swelling. He is not supposed to bend his right knee for 2 weeks. Alright. Thanks, I can't wait to make tons of new friends. Is there a book club on campus or something?
I think there's a comic book club on campus, but you might want to check Steel City Library for a reading club.
There's a book writing club, but none for book reading. Come see the student council if you'd like to start your own club. This is a discussion thread for any books we read. Warning, spoilers ahead. First off, what did you guys think of the latest Planetos book? Lined up for it at midnight and skipped my first class to finish reading it. Totally worth it. This was the best book in the whole series. I cried so hard when Orion died. Sad face. Matthew. Well, let's use that. And use that. And use that. And use that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Where should I go? Hold on. What's my money situation? Only $50. Okay, we won't go shopping at the mall. I guess I'll go to Cafe DM and work on my homework. Do that. Alright. Go to see Alvin. And then... what am I working on? Primarily charisma, so I guess I'll blog. Go get some pho. And then go to work. We'll try that out. As I exit the school building, I hear a familiar voice.
Hey there, stranger. What brings you to this neck of the woods?
I could ask the same of you. Come here often?
More often than I'd like. School's really not my thing.
Aw, at least you're setting a good example. Do it for the children.
Yeah, sure.
Got any plans for the afternoon?
No, but John does. I've got singing lessons, speech training, and even dance classes. Ugh. My afternoons are swamped. I guess my dreams of a boring college life are over.
But it's all for a good cause.
Yeah, I didn't sign up to be a dancer.
It's all part of the package, right?
Yeah, I'm just being lazy. Anyway, if I'm ever free, I'll let you know and we can do something cool.
Sounds like a plan. Aha!
Any questions for today?
Could you look over my homework answers for me?
It looks fine to me. You're on the right track.
Okay. Good morning. I greet Dale cheerfully as I enter the studio. For now. Dale's expression looks like a mix of dread and annoyance. What's wrong? He shakes his head. Everything. Now put on a good smile. The door to the studio opens to reveal an elegant woman with a stern look on her face. Her gaze moves quickly and precisely across the studio as she examines everything. Things appear to be satisfactory until she lays her eyes on me.
Dale, who is this?
Madeline, this is Sean Gooden. She'll be the makeup artist for today.
Madeline strides across the room with quick, precise steps. Her shoes tap against the hard floor in perfectly timed beats. I've seen that stride on the catwalk more than once. There's no doubt she's had extensive experience as a model.
How old are you? Where did you train? What are your credits?
I'm 18. I trained under my mom.
Dale!
Dale tightens his fist, but he responds in a curt, professional voice.
Her work speaks for itself.
I don't want some child who learned how to put on makeup from her mommy. This isn't prom night.
I step towards Madeline and look her in the eye. I also worked as assistant makeup artist on the Ancient World movie along with its sequel, Forbidden Island. Madeline arches an eyebrow.
2 films.
And I recently did work on a pilot presentation for Lloyd Newton. The atmosphere suddenly warms and Madeline's expression turns sweet. That new show that they're talking about casting soon. Oh, sweetie, why didn't you say so? It's a delight to meet you. Madeline turns back to the door. Matthew! Matthew? Don't tell me. A tall, slender figure appears at the door.
Yes, Mother.
Mother! Ah! I clasp my hands over my mouth to keep from screaming. That shy kid is related to this woman? Madeline waves him over. This is your new makeup artist, Sean Gooden. She works with Lloyd Newton. Isn't that exciting? Come greet her. Matthew glides across the floor towards me. His steps are as perfect and precise as his mother's. Hi? I offer him a handshake. He takes my hand in his and lifts it to his lips. With a gentle bow of his head, he kisses the back of my hand. Enchanté.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Gooden. I look forward to working with you.
He releases my hand slowly. All right, now that introductions are out of the way, let's get to work. Dale turns to Madeline. Let's look over the plans for today's shoot, shall we? I'm sure Sean can handle her side of the job. Madeline hesitates for a brief moment before following Dale to the shooting area. Is she still unsure about me? I turn to Matthew. This way, I guess.
I am in your capable hands.
Matthew sits at the makeup station with a single fluid motion. He looks at me expectantly. I begin my work in silence. He sits calmly, following each of my requests to turn his head or close his eyes. Everything he does has a cool, polished air to it. Is this really the same guy who was tripping all over himself at the mall the other day? Should I strike up a conversation? Yeah, I'm gonna save this for Nicole's route, I think. And talk about the mall, because that's our thing. Hey, about the other day?
Well, what about it?
Matthew looks me in the eye coolly. I just wanted to say sorry, you know? I mean, you kind of seemed,
I wasn't.
He glances at his reflection in the mirror.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
Thank you for your excellent work.
Matthew stands and silently returns to the shooting area. Oops. Did I double click? Yes, I did. I follow, trying hard not to look too confused. Madeline is currently scrutinizing my work. After several agonizing seconds, she nods her approval. Dale looks visibly relieved. I get the feeling she's a hard woman to please. Matthew takes his place in front of the camera and poses with a practiced ease. Dale snaps a few photos and Matthew picks a new pose. Unlike Adam, Matthew needs no coaching from Dale. Every move he makes is elegant and comfortable. The photo shoot proceeds quickly with a sense of learned efficiency. Madeline occasionally calls out commands, but Matthew carries most of the power himself. In front of the camera, he looks so calm and in control. Wow, he really is a professional. Dale lowers his camera. Take 5. Matthew nods and leaves the set. Madeline takes the opportunity to approach me. I love your work, honey. You're very talented for someone your age. Thanks. No wonder Lloyd chose you to work on his show. That's very exciting, isn't he? Isn't it? I mean, him. I decide not to mention that I only worked with Lloyd because he was desperate. If she's choosing to extend an olive branch, I'll take it. It was interesting. I heard they don't have a full cast for the show yet. Did Lloyd mention who was handling the casting? He hasn't said anything about it. Madeline purses her lips thoughtfully. Well, next time you see him, you might mention that Matthew is undergoing acting training. Ha. And there's the sales pitch. Sure. Next time I see him. When am I ever going to see him again? Madeline's expression resembles that of a satisfied cat that has finally put a mouse out of its misery. Oh, you are so sweet. Matthew returns, and Madeline immediately turns her attention back to him. Now that she's secured a promise from me, she ignores me for the rest of the photo shoot. Honestly, the lack of attention comes as a relief. The photo shoot draws to a close, and Madeline and Dale inspect the photos together. I return to the makeup station to gather my things and find Matthew there picking up bits of loose trash and throwing them away. Oh, hey, want some help with that? He turns to me and his face lights up red.
No, I can handle this.
So it is the same guy I met at the mall. He begins to fiddle with his vest, absent-mindedly buttoning and unbuttoning it.
You must think I'm a terrible person.
Huh? He casts his eyes toward the ceiling.
Well, when I'm in work mode, I get really focused, you know?
I do.
Oh, right. Sorry. I didn't do anything offensive, did I?
Weird, yeah, but not really offensive. Although I don't know why you treated me like a stranger.
Oh, Mom doesn't like it when I meet new people, especially girls. She thinks I only try to use me, so I kind of didn't tell her about you.
Ah. Well, I have a guess where his fear of women comes from. What about your girlfriend?
Nicole's an exception.
Is she the daughter of a famous director or something?
What? No.
Matthew frowns for a moment before realization hits.
She wanted you to introduce me to a director, didn't she?
Yeah. I don't know how to break it to you, but Lloyd's new show hasn't been greenlit yet. There's a good chance it won't even happen.
That's okay. I like modeling, but I've never been that interested in acting.
Oh, good. That saves me a guilt trip or two.
You felt guilty.
Well, yeah. It's sort of like making a promise knowing I can't keep it. And I wouldn't want to get your hopes up for something I can't deliver.
That's nice of you. You're really nice.
So are you.
Oh, thanks.
Matthew, we're leaving now. A brief look of panic flashes across Matthew's eyes.
I have to go.
Yeah, I know. Take care.
You too.
Dale approaches me as I watch Madeline lead her son out the door.
Congratulations, you survived.
It wasn't so bad. He fiddles with his camera.
Madeline was a professional model for many years. She insists her children follow that path. And while I appreciate that she wants them to succeed, her stunning lack of trust in my skills is grating. I think my connection with Lloyd mattered more to her than my actual abilities. Hey, if it gets her to like you, then it gets her to like you. It's not easy to impress Miss Midnight herself.
Midnight?
Madeline Midnight, original face of the Midnight Cosmetics line.
That was the original Midnight girl? I use a lot of her products.
You and every other professional in this city. Anyway, good work today. Hope you don't mind if I call on you for future assignments.
I'd be honored if you did.
Then I'll be seeing you around. Take care, Sean.
Later. Today was a good work day. I earned $300. Woohoo! Yay! Smiley face. Good, 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 good. I find Bonita at one of the tables playing absent-mindedly with an empty coffee cup. Hey. He looks up and gives me a quick salute.
Ciao.
What are you working on?
I'm not sure yet. It seems like I should be able to take advantage of the space between the bottom of the cup and the table.
He turns the cup a few times over in his hands and finally sets it aside.
It'll come to me.
He reaches into his pocket and brings out a few worn bills.
Here's your payment for a job well done.
I accept the money from him and count it out quickly. $75? Are you sure? I mean, you were working for free, weren't you?
There were still tips, and a promise is a promise. If it makes you feel that bad, consider it in advance.
They want you back?
Very much so. I got offered a regular gig.
Congratulations, you're moving up in the world. Benito casually brushes off the comment.
It's a start. Pay's merely decent. The biggest benefit is having a captive audience with a high turnover rate. Good way to reach a lot of people from across the country, so it's a worthwhile trade-off.
Sounds like you've thought this through. Yes, thank you, phone. I know my battery's almost dead. He nods and absent-mindedly returns to fiddling with the coffee cup.
It's one of several scenarios I plotted for my career.
You planned this?
Not precisely. I considered it was a possibility, and I planned what I'd do if it came to pass.
So what's the big plan, then?
Meet as many people as possible. Target the ones who look like they're media or social organizers. Continue to work the streets to expand opportunities. In other words, keep working. Don't slow down.
He nods, pleased with himself.
Everything is right on schedule. I don't know when they'll want me next, but I'll contact you.
Sounds good to me. Thank you. Hooray! Alright, time to get some pho. Buy a bowl of soup. Alright. Very, very good. Whew. Check mail. Dale. I have another photo shoot for Midnight Cosmetics next week, Thursday morning. Please reply if you can be there. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Thank you for thinking of me. Excellent, thank you. More books?
I agree this was the best book in the series. Lowry has come a long way since her first book. I most enjoyed The Galaxy of Illusions.
That was incredible. Probably the most beautiful part of the whole thing. I can't wait to see it in the movie. It's not going to be as good. Not that the movies are bad, but I doubt they can capture the awe that the book manages. Indeed. Let's see. Oh, we got a little snippet of a heart. Very good. We don't have anything in our inventory. I think we'll go to the cafe and work on homework. Okay, and then see if Alvin will give us the news or not. And then we should vlog, get some pho, work, and blog. Yeah. That's what we'll do.
Today we'll be discussing character archetypes in medieval literature. The most common type is the knight-errant, a knight who would travel around doing chivalrous deeds.
Just like John's show. I guess that's where the name came from.
The knight-errant was often accompanied by a lady who would lead him to his next adventure. The lady really acted as a romantic partner, and she would provide him with the knowledge and tools to defeat his opponents.
A girl raises her hand and Professor Kuvalt nods at her.
If the lady had everything necessary to defeat the bad guys, how come she didn't just do it herself?
Maybe she was afraid she'd break a nail. The guy sitting in the back row whispers just loud enough for the girl to hear. Professor Kuvalt ignores him.
An excellent question, and a perfect segue into your assignment. You'll be writing an essay on the character archetype of your choice, along with an analysis of how it represented medieval culture, and how those types are still used in today's media and culture. 16 pages. Due next week.
16 pages? That's ridiculous. The guy in the back row sputters indignantly. Professor Kuvalt gives him a withering glance.
I know. Hardly seems like enough to cover everything that needs to be said, doesn't it? Do your best to be concise.
Wow. My only question is, will you tell me about the BG zone? No, not yet? Alright, I gotta work on that grade some more. Work on my grade some more. I've been getting a few hits on my blog lately. It's not a lot, but I feel a little more popular. Hooray. It's a start. Now we gotta go buy some pho. Buy a bowl of soup. Okay. I enter the studio and immediately begin setting up my station. Ready for another round with the Midnight Clan. Well, now that I know they're part of the Midnight Line, I'm really nervous. Ha, I didn't mean to worry you. Will it make you feel better if I tell you that's not their real name? Well, I always assumed Midnight was some sort of stage name, although talking about it makes me curious. Dale leans in. Partridge. What? Madeline Partridge, and her son Matthew Partridge, but don't say it to their faces. Why not? Big industry secret? Nothing a little bit of time online can't tell you, but stage names exist for a reason. Whether it's to build a character, afford privacy, or just not conflict with someone else, it's always important. So calling someone by their given name in a professional setting is rude. The door to the studio opens and a petite girl with golden hair enters.
Good morning, Mr. Vincent. I trust everything is ready.
Ready as will ever be, Nicole. Nicole scans through him quickly and her eyes settle on me.
Oh, you're that girl from the mall.
Sean.
What are you doing here?
My job. I'm a makeup artist.
Oh, I didn't know you were industry.
That's not a problem, is it?
Of course not. I'm just surprised. Maddie, all clear.
I lean towards Dale and whisper to him. What's with the all clear? Am I missing something? Search me. They've always been like this. Okay. I guess I'll just pretend that it's normal. As soon as Matthew enters, the room feels a little colder. Ice Prince. His gaze rests on me for a brief moment, and he eyes me with only the faintest recognition. Work mode, huh? It's hard to believe this is the same guy who looked like he was on the verge of tears last time I saw him. Is that the mark of a professional? Shall we get started?
Ready when you are.
Matthew sits in front of the mirror and waits patiently for me. Nicole pulls up a chair and sits a few feet away from us. In what appears to be a gesture of friendship, she strikes up a conversation. So, Sian. Yes? How long have you been a makeup artist? I think I've lost count. It's been a while, though. Matthew inspects himself in the mirror.
I can tell. Your work is very polished.
Oh, thank you. Matthew nods coolly and strides off toward the photo area. Nicole pulls her chair closer to me and offers a smile. So, are you new in town? I haven't seen you around before. Yeah, just came here for college. Where are you from? Hawaii, one of the smaller islands. That sounds amazing. It must be gorgeous back there. It definitely is. I didn't really notice until I moved to the city, though. You never know what you've got until you've lost it, right? What about you? Are you from around here? Born and raised. I've done a couple of photo shoots elsewhere, but no place as nice as Hawaii. Unlike Maddie, who's already been there twice. Huh. Is that resentment in her voice? What should I do? I'll do... Maybe I'll ask this one this time. Do you envy Matthew? Nicole frowns and turns her gaze away from me. Wouldn't you? I can't say I would, but I've never wanted to be a model. But I can tell you're a different sort of person, so I get why it would bother you. It still seems kind of stupid to feel this way. Aw. We were just getting started, Matthew. Darn, I'll have to do more on Nicole's route.
We're finished.
Oh, right. Well, let's be on our way. Nicole gathers her things and escorts Matthew out the door without another word to me. Today was a good work day. I earned $300. Excelente. I'll have to do some shopping. Although sleep would not be amiss either. Yes. Bonito.
Got another hotel job next Friday night. Right back if you can make it.
I think that's okay. I'll be there. And Lloyd.
Sean! The network will be calling us with their decision next weekend. Let's meet at the pho place to celebrate. Or drown our sorrows if we don't get greenlit. Either way, see you there.
Fashion time! Anyone else want to talk fashion? It's autumn now. What are you putting in your wardrobe? The short skirts at the divide are just too cute to ignore. Better grab one now before the weather gets too cold to wear it. Alright. I guess I'm going shopping. Let's go shopping at the mall. Wonder if Adam wants to come with me. Let's go alone. I probably shouldn't bother Adam right now. Hopefully he's busy doing homework. Yeah, right. Thankfully, there aren't many people at the mall today. I take my time wandering from one shop to the next. As I stop outside the divide, I see a familiar face. Oh, you're that girl. Sean, and you're Nicole, right? Wow, you remember me? I'm good with names, and I saw you a couple days ago. Lucky you, I'm horrible with names. She frowns and fiddles with a package in her hands. And faces, now that I think about it. But you remembered me? Maddie was pretty upset about you, so of course I remember. Nicole clutches the package closer to her chest. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't make a bad impression, did I? No, he said he met you under poor circumstances, but he's too embarrassed to say what happened. Huh. She turns her gaze to the tiled floor. I really wish he'd tell me. I'll tell you next time, girl, whenever I do your route. But if Matthew didn't tell you, I'm not gonna tell you. Oh, it wasn't anything big. He was just embarrassed by that big poster of him. Nicole eyes me suspiciously. That's all? I know Maddie wasn't fond of that campaign, but you're not the only girl who's seen it. Yeah. That's it, I think. Huh. If you say so. She hoists up the package in her arms. Anyway, I gotta get these clothes back to Maddie. Goodbye, Sian. Bye. I didn't really expect to see Nicole again. From the look of it, she wasn't expecting to see me either. Oh well, time to get back to my shopping. The Divide. We want one of these short skirts. How about the cute little purple one? And I'm sure these are fashionable later as well, so I might as well pick one up. Probably the nice flower one. Yeah, done. Put on a skirt. We're so fashionable. Okay, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do this week, I guess.